I have to pause because I've told everyone ahead of time. I've had a stressful day, so I came home and vaped, and there was a moment I was like, oh man, did I vape too hard? Did I fuck it all up?
Did I forget how to count?
Hey, if you forgot how to count, that would be in canon. No, it wouldn't be in canon where Genius is. For a second I was like, no, maybe we can't count, I don't know.
Canonically, you're all scholars right now.
Ooh,
Sproutling
scholars.
scholars. Yeah.
Ah, I see.
I remember right after we ended the last recording, I just kind of was losing my mind about how silly that was. I'm not gonna by the time this is out, I will have already drawn everyone as babies at least once.
I assumed that was going to happen no matter what was happening in the show at this point.
There's got to be the baby variant of every season at this rate.
Ooh, the season 13 babies are going to be great.
Markov babies, Arabella babies, Banyan babies.
You can't stop it. You guys are all brilliant Sproutling scholars with an intelligence score of 28. However, you find yourselves inside of a strange laboratory, and this world is gigantic and terrifying to you because you are all tiny now. You're all so small, just the size of Sproutlings.
Can we go over everyone's baby forms? Because I think this is very key to visualize the setting.
Just, mine's pretty easy because it's just imagine a little baby with a little human baby with green skin, pointy ears, and a little onesie with little lily of the valley patterns on it because that's the flower Lillian's based off of. It's classy, iconic.
Very classy. I love that.
Okay, I'm making it canon that for Barbella, in regular form, she has human arms but with fins on. But I'm gonna make it canon that those arms form fins first. So right now she's mainly just sort of flappy fins, more so than hands. Okay. It's gonna be a degree of trying to walk around with flippers on.
Are you like Renee Magritte's Mermaid? What's the name of that painting?
Oh.
The Collective Invention, 1934. Sorry. I'll be quiet. This isn't for me.
Yes, the famous painting we all know.
What? I have to look that up.
Austin, you motherfucker. Did you interrupt my reference to baby geniuses to drop a reference to actual fucking art?
Oh, this fish looks bad.
I'm just going to type in Renee Fish and see what I get here.
I have a feeling that the baby boys, the outfit, I have a pretty easy option. It's something like this, a little onesie with a little vest, cowboy boots, and a hat. And there was a detail that Sarah drafted in the last week that I like, with boys just having long, kind of unkempt seaweed-like hair, just kind of all over. It's a bit of a mess, you know.
Aww.
Now, Stranger's interesting here because he doesn't have a baby form, but I think going off of Kingdom Hearts rules, he has been sort of forced into one. And I'm just going to repost the picture I made last week, which is a baby in a skeleton onesie with a horrific baby pumpkin photorealistic face.
Oh, man. Tiny Domino, me on Tubi during that episode, Big Domino, seeing this picture of a baby with a realistic pumpkin face. Hate that.
I hate it.
There is an important detail here, because he will still have his hat, of course, and I'm assuming his crow is either just an egg now, or it's wearing its shell like a diaper.
It better be wearing a diaper. It better be a baby crow wearing a diaper.
Do crows look like miniature crows when they're babies, or do they look like little wet awful things like some bird species do?
As all birds, they look real fucking gross.
A gross little baby bird sitting in an eggshell.
Oh. Yeah, baby crow, you could find some fucked up little gremlins, but when they get a little fuzz, they're cute.
If I understand, these are not really baby crows. I have seen this image many times.
You know what? It's the first result, therefore it must be true, you know?
Oh, I've just realized. I loosely based Barbella on Sidon from the Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, who has a canonical little baby form.
Oh yeah.
Who's adorable and has the little shark teeth. And I'm like, just tiny little shark baby.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
fun.
Oh, Stranger's sickle is a rattle now.
Of course.
It's still made out of bones.
But yet, as all of you are discussing and sort of coming to witness about your adorable nature, a booming, deafening voice says, "Ha ha! Finally, all of my plans have come together now that I have captured the Sproutling Scholars.
Oh no, it's John Voight.
I, Valgaroth, the tainted blood lord. And together, you babies shall build me weapons that I will use to conquer the world.
I don't suppose you're gonna fall for the goo goo gaga routine.
Just ooh ooh goo goo gaga. I don't know anything about weapons.
That's how scary.
If they're gonna be using a forge, we gotta have big mittens to keep our hands safe, or we're gonna get burned pretty bad.
Your tiny hands mean nothing to the tainted blood lord. You shall toil until they are nothing but stumps.
Oh no, this is the Industrial Revolution all over again.
Way ahead of you on the hands just being stumps.
If you Google John Voight baby geniuses, as I did to get an image, you're gonna see him in blackface, in brownface, and in a Nazi uniform.
No.
A bad man.
Oh no, that's racist.
Those things sure do show up, huh?
He was in those movies in a real way.
No. Those are
There's
all.
also a mime?
Those are all from Baby Geniuses, Austin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's the villain of those movies.
Oh, my friend. I was talking with my friends, like off, like just doing like bullshit, like friend talking about stuff. And one of my friends was like, "Did you know that there was like a Baby Geniuses TV show?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? There were movies." And they were like, "Yeah, maybe some of the later movies were like from the TV show." And I haven't gone into further research, but apparently the TV show is real.
Baby
So
Squad
this is why-
investigators. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like, why is there
Austin
so
dropped that.
much Baby Geniuses?
So casual.
The fact that you haven't yet done a spew punk on the Baby Geniuses movies in depth is very disappointing to me.
So here's the thing. I considered for this segment actually watching Baby Geniuses to like have you reenact the plot of it, and then I realized it was way funnier if I just tried to guess what the plot of Baby Geniuses is. So I have no idea how accurate I am that an evil scientist
guess
kidnapped
is
you to make weapons.
Is child labor?
It's probably for the best that you didn't watch those films and try and be accurate, because this way you get to avoid having to put the black and brown face in.
Yeah, that is true. I did avoid seeing 3 more John Voight's movies that I've seen in my life.
I think we need to put John Voights in a cannon and shoot him into space.
This feels like a weird Baby Geniuses and Oppenheimer crossover that we're not prepared for. Just
Yeah. Well, the situation that you, the Sapling Scholars, find yourself in is you are prisoners of Valgaroth, the Tainted Bloodlord, and he is going to make you build weapons of war unless you stop him. But you're just babies. Like you can't beat up this guy. He's got like a full suit of armor, a big sword. I didn't really describe this guy, but just imagine like the bad guy in a Saturday morning cartoon. It's that dude.
oh shit.
I mean, look,
He's really bad.
Quinn, if I'm gonna play into the tropes of like babies that have to escape or in some way defeat like the adult villain in the room, do I have anything? How do I put this? Have I smuggled anything in that I can be like, haha, I have this that I can use to escape?
Check your diaper.
Yeah, what do I roll to check the diaper?
You got an investigation?
Barbella is definitely
Tom-
the big kahuna of this group, I gotta say. If you're familiar
Yeah,
with the
there's-
characters of the series.
There's a Tommy Pickles in this group for sure.
11.
Are you sure?
11.
It's
Well,
11?
hold on. Don't you have 28 intelligence now? You got to
Yes.
add a bonus to that.
Sorry, yeah.
I was gonna
Gotta
say,
remember.
you gotta keep in mind, you're a genius, baby.
That's a
Sorry,
plus 9. Yeah.
I would-
so.
plus 9. Cool. So yeah, 20. That's a 20.
Fuck.
Yeah, a 20 is really, really good. What would I can't believe I'm about to say this line. Barbella, what would you like to find in your diaper?
Hell yeah. Dice Folks never were better.
Okay, look, I have to go for I've got to go for the classic in the Tommy Pickles. It's got to be a screwdriver.
Okay, excellent.
But is it a crab leg screwdriver?
Sure. Yes.
It's gotta still be aquatic.
No, you're correct. It's just there's a lot of levels of things happening here, and I'm trying to keep up with them.
You pull out a crab leg and you go, oh, thank goodness I had my trusty screwdriver on me, and everyone else is like, yeah, sure. Like that's a screwdriver, all right.
Okay. Are there any clear, obvious screws that I can start trying to unscrew to get us out of here?
So there is an enormous door that is locked down. It is you could use a screwdriver to start getting your way through it, but it is going to be difficult, and you need to distract the tainted blood lord.
Right, rest of you, get on to check your diapers, work out how you're going to distract this guy.
Yes, the first of my minions is going. Well, not the door. You should go somewhere else to start. You all need to start constructing my weapons of war. The military will never care that babies are building their weapons.
That's what I have the screwdriver for sure.
Okay, Strange is going to work on a backup plan as, while everyone else is doing this. He's going to build a ray gun for Valgaroth, the Taint Master, or whatever the fuck his name is. But he's just going to have it so instead of coming out of the barrel, it just shoots backwards at whoever holds it.
Looney Tunes ass gun.
Okay, give me an Arcana check.
While you do that, I gotta say, I looked up the plot of these movies. The villain's plan is to build a satellite that will take over the world by hypnotizing kids to never go outside. So he's trying to stop everyone from touching grass.
Oh, he's turning him into me.
Oh, okay. Now we have to stop him.
Plus 7, so that's 21.
Yeah, Dan, describe this ray gun you've created.
Okay, so it's like your
Do you also pull it from your diaper?
Yeah, he pulls it from his little diaper. I guess his skeleton onesie. He just reaches in between into the neckline and pulls it out. It's like a 1950s cartoon ray gun. I think the barrel just comically points back at the shooter.
This is a Looney Tunes gun. There's a whole loop-de-loop before it aims back at you. You really should be paying attention to where the actual, muzzle is on this gun.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
excellent.
I think while Stranger is doing that, I think my intuition is to try to distract Mr. Balgaroth. It is just try to get him to monologue and get an attentive audience. Oh, Mr. Balgaroth, could you please go into a wabwit detail about what your plan is?
Can you perform the entirety of HMS Pinafore by yourself for us right now?
Of course I can. My genius knows no bounds. But he is going to need some help, so you're going to need to roll to do this. Now, you're a baby genius. Can you think of a good way to incorporate intelligence into this?
Let's see. I think either history or religion, because I'm asking him to explain his plan, which must have had years in the making, grand machinations.
All right, pick one of those for me.
Let's go with history, baby.
Okay, give me a history roll.
It's 31. Tell me all your
my
plans,
God.
sir.
Yeah, Valgaroth, the Tainted Bloodlord, immediately is going to start going into his whole spiel. He's going to be like, well, of course, I found the Sproutling Scholars throughout your many adventures that you've read throughout the forefront of this book. But now I, the ultimate antagonist, have shown up and know that I can manipulate all of your genius to my benefit. You won't be building any more super-powered choo-choo trains anymore. You will be building death mega cannons that obliterate countries.
I forgot we were in the vibe zone, and this wasn't just the premise of the season.
Lillian will just be nodding fair head, getting him to talk as long as possible, like, oh yes, oh, I understand completely.
Yeah. Boyce, what are you doing during all of this?
I think Boyce is trying to come up with some way to sort of like the idea I sort of have is like, okay, there's got to be a plan here to look like I'm making weapons for him, but it's actually something for me to use to when the time is right. So Boyce, reaches into his onesie and pulls out a pop-up like picture book. Yeah, because he doesn't have a spell book anymore. He just has so like he's just going through, looks at, he sees a little diagram, then he takes his hat off, reaches inside and pulls out like a container of Play-Doh to sort of like try to sculpt like a little something using the book as reference. That's sort of what he's working on right now. To sort of.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think, can I get an intelligence saving throw from you?
You sure can. Let's see here. It's not working, so I'll just hit the roll. That would be a 22.
Yeah, so let's put a pin in this one real quick, because I think you're onto something here. You're going to start working to build something. And I think right now the situation is like Barbella has headed over to this door, is going to start, using this crab leg screwdriver to start taking some of these things off. And Lillian is doing an incredible job distracting him, but he will eventually see that none of the babies are doing much work besides you. And he is going to start heading over towards Barbella as like, you get away from that door. So the Sproutling Scholars need to jump into action to protect one of their own. Because I didn't want this to be text, but Valgrath will kill babies.
That's implying based off of John Voight.
So I just want to set the stakes.
I need to know, have any of our characters in character bothered to read any of the Sapling Scholars books? Do we know that this man will kill babies?
This is an amazing question. I wondered this myself, and I was like, the only way to know is, I think, to ask the characters, honestly, would they be the type to consume a book called Sproutling Scholars?
Yeah, you came here to judge Hialeah, but now let's judge you as friends. Did you read my book?
She deeply disliked it.
Okay, in order to answer this, I need to know, would Hialeah have read the Book of Riddles? If offered, here's some riddles, I've handed you a book of riddles from my church, would Hialeah have read them?
So yes, Hialeah was deeply interested in religion. She was especially interested in the relationship between the tree and the snake. So she may not have been instantly converted, but she definitely read some riddles.
Okay, I'm gonna say Barbella might not have instantly read Sproutling Scholars, but I think at the point of like, hey, maybe Hialeah needs to come back as the other half of a religion that's two religions but secretly just one, I reckon Barbella probably would have started on a Sproutling Scholars to try and get some insight.
Barbella started when it was too high of a reading level.
Look, I didn't want to say it out loud, but maybe there was a few too many big paragraphs in there.
I think it's actually really adorable that Barbella's like, well, you read my book, so I'm going to read your book.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually genuinely very
But
adorable.
I do not think she got far enough in to get the knowledge that this man will kill babies. I think that is lost on Barbella.
Well, I think here's what I want to ask then. Can everyone collectively give me a history check? And we're going to see how many of you've spent a lot of time with Hialeah, so you've probably heard things about Sproutling Scholars in like passing, and we're going to see how much of that you can recall.
I mean, he's not called Valgaloth the Tainted Hug Lord. I'll say that.
Yeah. I will. Boyce rolled a 29. I do have a rationale for Boyce's experience with these the Sapling Scholars, but we'll get the other rolls in.
Barbella has a 14, the lowest of the rolls, because, it's Barbella.
Yeah.
That's not a very scholarly roll.
Stranger got a 17. He heard that there was a guy killing kids in this and checked that out.
So I'm going to posit, I think it would be funny to use one of my automatic fails on this, because it's not that Lillian wasn't interested in the books. It's just like, I think I made a joke about this, about Lillian's mom having some of the Sproutling Scholars books as like bathroom reading, and so Lillian doesn't really think of those as books to like read, because it's like, oh, that's like something my mom reads. I'm not super interested in that.
It would be like if I had a plot critical element in my life show up based off of the plot of Wayne Berenstain Bears books. Like, I'm never, I couldn't tell you what happened in that. I have no idea.
So, yeah, what I'm going to propose about Boyce is that because Boyce was working with Hialeah about, like, plans regarding, like, the gig and Zolfo and Banyan as a whole, Ollie read it because Ollie was the principal designer of the whole thing. So Boyce knows it more by osmosis / cliff notes because Ollie read it and incorporated it into design considerations for the above section of the whole system.
I like it. I like that. So you, by the nature of this, you guys succeed. Even with Lillian's excellent failure, you all have succeeded on this check. You are Sapling Scholars. The question is, what are you going to do with this information? If Boyce is able to kind of recall enough of the story, you could try to just replicate it yourselves. And it is going similar to what happens here. Like, the babies run into the lab, but they use their genius and their wit to distract Velgoroth and then build a potion that basically helps them escape the lab. So you could try to follow along with that, or you could just Looney Tunes your way out of here. Like, I think both of them are very real options.
Yeah, Stranger, of course, because he only skips to the end since he is not familiar with children. It's not something he identified with, so he got to the action scenes. He knows that the Taint Lord is absolutely willing to commit massacres like he did at Gummy Bear Gulch.
Oh God!
So he's
not Gummy Bear
going to turn to his
Gulch.
team.
Never forget.
He's gonna turn to the team and go, I can offer them. I can't do his voice and a baby voice at the same time. I don't know how to do it.
Just have his normal voice come out of a baby.
All right, let me center myself quickly. Give me a moment. I don't know what a British child sounds like.
I realize that the most meta thing is that the pop-up book that Boyce has is just a variant of Sapling Scholars. It's just the pop-up book story. So it's like, oh no, we're in the book, but we have a copy of the book.
All right, I'm just going to lean into Stewie. Hello, team. So here's my suggestion. I give him the gun, and hopefully he zaps himself in the face, and we beat a hasty retreat. Also, haha, and he starts shaking his rattle.
When did Reaper get here?
Like, I like the gun idea. I'm trying to think of a way I could incorporate. So here's a skill I haven't used in a while since the broken vase incident. I do have like expertise in acrobatics. Do the fucking thing in those movies where the babies are flip-flopping around.
Baby Lily does a really sick somersault.
Hey, if you can do sick flips and get like near his face, I can throw you a screwdriver and you can do some damage.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something. Now, remember, Stranger does have a gun as well. Which is, again, another one of those sentences you just say.
The baby has a gun. Look out.
Yeah.
Actually, technically, I have two guns now.
Two of them.
Oh no, this is just great.
Well, see, I think this is the interesting part. In this world, now the Bodak cloak is just a Beretta 9mm.
Hey, stranger, why did your mom give you 2 guns?
The point is that Stranger has a gun, but someone needs to stop Velgroth because they are going to interrupt Barbella soon. Something needs to happen. So what are we doing, scholars?
Okay, so I want to Shadow of Colossus this guy. He's like an adult-sized man. I'm a baby. I need to do some fucking judo flips to get over to him.
Okay. That's gonna be crazy, but this is gonna be an acrobatics check. Does it have disadvantage because you're a baby, or?
Well, first we need to determine what percentile of dexterity baby Lillian falls in for their age range.
Surely this is intelligence for using your Sproutling Scholar knowledge to know how to,
Yeah, it's physics.
get up there. Yeah.
Lillian is using an unprecedented knowledge of physics and momentum.
If I may make a point, looking up the John Voight baby genius picture, after all of the Nazi blackface, there is a picture of a kid running like flat on a wall. He's wall running. He's parkouring.
That's
Yes.
Big Kahuna, the super baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yes.
that's super baby Stan. That's where they got superpowers. they had to spice up the franchise after the first one.
If Lillian needs to like apply like centrifugal force or whatever to like wall run, then they'll fucking do it.
I will say this: give me an intelligence check, just like a raw D20 plus your intelligence.
That's a 20.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, let's go.
Explain to me how you use intelligence to vault up this guy.
So Lillian, like with this like a baby genius level of genius, is like looking around the room for like the best place to like maybe like leverage like a fucking piece of the geometry to like do a fucking lift. That thing where like you stand on one side of lever and someone like catapults you off it and then like do a fucking flying leap at this guy.
Ooh, that's excellent. Okay, yeah, you can land on this guy, and he's immediately just like, "What is this? You should be building me weapons, not. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I hate babies. Oh, that's why I blew up that canyon of gummy bears," or whatever he said.
Yeah, Lillian, in the books, this technique wasn't employed until the sequel, The Trees of Trigonometry, but I appreciate the reference. Thank you.
Oh, so I know what Stranger will do here now, and I think it's funnier if I do it this way than just trying to shoot him with my backwards gun. Stranger is going to like pantomime that he's going to shoot the Mr. Taintlord, but then because of his stubby baby arms, he drops it on the ground and like trips and falls forward and goes, "Oh no, not my incredibly powerful gun! Whatever will I do?" He's trying to trick him into shooting himself in the face.
Do you have a name for this gun? Because I'm thinking the rabbit season.
What?
I'm gonna say fourth trimester. Actually.
Oh my god!
What? Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, God.
If you're trying to get him to like shoot himself in the face, like I can help. Just oh no, my weakness, a gun.
Okay, let me get.
It's every baby's one weakness.
The baby's natural predator makes itself known.
Crying.
Truly become coffee baby versus nuclear bomb level of like.
In the background of this, Barbella has managed to get a couple of screws off the door and is being like, "Everyone be careful, these are small parts, we're not meant to be around them."
Yeah.
They look delicious.
Every time you unscrew one, a little box that says like provided by like the parental advisory committee pops into existence to take them away. So there's no tempting small parts on display. Stranger, this is a wonderful idea, and I love that Lillian's adding to it. I don't think I could justify letting you use your incredible intelligence score.
Now, may I make a counterpoint?
Okay.
This is what we call in the business call psychology.
Fuck me. Fuck me. I normally you shouldn't do this, but we're in Sproutling Scholars. So, can you roll for me? Do it with your intelligence score, Dan. This is a deception roll, but you're using intelligence for it.
Okay.
This is why we can't do only campaigns this silly, because eventually you'll just run over the DM and there's nothing we can do.
Either that or you have to do
22.
very, very serious rules. Important rules for silly.
Yeah, Valgaroth is going to see this and be like, foolish baby, that is why I am an adult and not an idiot. And he reaches down, he picks up the gun, and he aims it in heavy quotes at Lillian, like he's like, see you later, baby. But the gun is clearly pointed at him. And Dan, what happens when he pulls the trigger?
I think it just cuts to Boyce working with his Play-Doh, and then he's splattered with blood.
Jesus Christ.
I would say that in response to this, Boyce takes his hat off and pulls out like a little plush, like odd geometric shape and hugs it a little bit for comfort before resuming to work on the Play-Doh.
Not the little fucking Gotti, no.
Yeah. Do you just want Valgroth to be dead there? You just killed him. I was thinking like, oh, look at so many Looney Tunes shenanigans, but do you just nuke him right or ice him right there?
Does his head just grow back or something? And it's just like it was a stunt double?
Nah,
you know?
Valgroth ain't that cool. He doesn't have those powers.
You're right.
I think this actually works if that's how we want to do it. Valgroth is dead. You killed him. The Sproutling Scholars killed him. A man's life has been lost today.
This is going to make it much easier to reach the upper screws. They were a bit too tall for my little baby arms to reach, but I can just climb up on him now.
Yeah,
It is.
He's
Is he
still
still
standing upright with his head missing.
His body, you drag his body over. Just turn. Yes, you can absolutely do that. But
Turn him into stairs.
there is an unfortunate discovery that you, as the Sproutling Scholars, have. Barbella, you have been working diligently. You've been removing all of these screws. You've been figuring these out. You've been very deft at using your claw, your crab leg claw screwdriver. But you realize after the last screw's out, this door is locked.
That's unfortunate.
It is. Do you have a key?
This feels like a loaded question. I don't know why I'm so afraid of it.
Yeah, I was
Can
going to
we
say
make a
no,
key?
unless the answer is no, unless the answer is yes, it's in the diaper. I don't think that's the answer,
Well,
but
you know what you can use to make a key? A bunch of Play-Doh.
Boys, what have you been working on?
So, this is something I could hold for. There's two directions we can go with this. I have one idea for like, because the premise was to make a sword or a weapon of something of the sort, and I was working on that as an idea, and I have something for that. But I'm happy to pivot that during all this, Boyce has been making like one of those toy like plastic keys that are too large for
Yes.
something. But in Rugrats logic, it works
I was
entirely.
gonna say that you've made a key out of Play-Doh that's too big for the lock, but you just smush it in there. Yeah. I actually think the timing's really great. You're like busy making a sword, you're like crafting it, and then Valgroth's blood is splattered all over your face, and you just very quietly pivot to a key instead.
Yep.
I like the thought that it's not even like the locking mechanism is getting unlocked by this thing. It's just the door's already not attached on those hinges. You push with the key hard enough, and the door just kind of gets out of its hinges.
Yeah.
I would like to think the idea that like stuffing the clay in the lock actually causes the pins to raise and actually line up, and then you just twist it like with all the force that you can, and the latch actually like moves correctly from it.
I think this is a brilliant plan. Sproutling Scholars, great work. There is one small problem in this, though.
Oh no.
Your babies. How are you going to reach the lock?
We have to vote one. We have to stack on top of each other.
It's finally time. I've had a crow this entire campaign.
No,
that can
yeah.
fly.
It's quote time, baby. Forget what else I just said.
A baby Voltron would have been cool, but no, we got a quo.
We can do both.
We can vote one, and then the quo can fly the extra 2 feet.
Yeah. We got a quo fight the power and all that, you know.
Fuck you.
We stand on each other's shoulders and then we throw my crow at it.
Quinn, what do we roll to Voltron and then throw a crow?
So normally I would be like, oh, well, what's the most appropriate skill? But I feel as though you're all going to convince me it should just be an intelligence score of some kind.
I actually have a tool that can help out with this.
Okay.
Because baby boy still has access to a little spell called catapult.
Ooh.
Oh, catapult classic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could go strength if needed. I'm still pretty strong.
I think it would be fun to see, because this is a big door and you're such tiny babies. What skill is everyone gonna bring to the table? Like Boyce is using a spell to help get the key a little bit higher. Barbella is using strength. What can everybody put forward to help get that key the extra distance?
Animal handling to throw my crow at it.
Sure thing. Go for it.
You sure are
I
handling
can-
that animal.
I can cast guidance to make the animal handling better.
Sure. All right, let's go for it. Let's get some scores from everybody.
Okay, you can add a d4 to your animal handling roll.
29.
Wait, what the
Powerful.
fuck? Animal handling is a wisdom skill. How do you have +9?
Because I took things to make it very good early on, and then it never came up.
Damn, you're goaded.
Yeah. Boyce rolled a 26 for Arcana to help with the catapult spell shenanigans.
13 for strength, which I would argue for a Sproutling Scholar is pretty impressive.
It is good. It's not great, but it's very close to the number I was looking for. Do you think that there is any message your fellow Sproutling Scholars could give you that helps you like push forward that little bit extra so you can like help get the last needed distance for everybody?
Remember Gummy Bear Gulch.
Barbella remembers Gummy Bear Gulch. Barbella
The
remembers
smell
Gummy
of
Bear
burning
Gulch.
sugar.
Oh no.
They were barely recognizable as gummy bears afterward.
It was
They
just
got,
sludge.
they got caramelized.
They were one gummy bear lump by the time we saw
We
them.
all need to remember Gummy Bear Gulch and give Barbella our strength.
I don't know when this science experiment came in vogue, but I remember in high school, a lot of chemistry teachers, they would do an experiment where I don't remember what would cause it, but you could just make gummy bears explode.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about some future entry where we have to worry about the marshmallow massacre on top of everything else, you know?
Well, don't get it wrong. The Taint Lord committed a number of atrocities.
Yeah, I was gonna say he deserved to die today, to be honest.
No. I'm sure, but it's just like, you know, you can get rid of one Taint Lord, but you know, there's always gonna be someone else down the line that's gonna do more atrocities.
The Grundle Lord, the Perineum Lord.
I love that this went exactly the way we joked about it going.
Yes. If it, you listeners, you may notice a split. There's a schism in the players. I think all the Magic the Gathering players are calling them Sproutling Scholars, and the non-players are calling them Sproutling Scholars. That's been a fun division to watch
Yeah.
grow. over the
I have
course of
been
this
wondering
episode.
why you've been saying it like that. I figured it was just a discrepancy of like forgetting if it's sapling or whatever scholar.
Yeah, I play too much Slimefoot and also a little high. But the fact of the matter is, is that you're all grass babies and you need to be a team right now. I guess actually we're going with, unless we're going with, remember. Fucking
honestly, that's where I'm at now. I'm remembering the war.
Okay.
I'm remembering the war.
Also known as 523. We have a moment of silence every year.
Remember Gummy Bear Gulch, youth culture forever.
Okay. Collectively, the Sproutling Scholars have succeeded with stellar records. You have killed a war criminal today, obviously. And you also, together with your teamwork, have managed to push the key in and turn it, and the door swings open. And I like to think that this is almost sort of like, you're like a little bit of a tower of babies at this point, and you're all going to fall through this door together at the same time as like the door opens. And I want it to be noted, as you fall through this door, you all age back into your regular forms, like an instantaneous switch, as you find yourselves inside of a new location.
So our intelligences go back to normal, is what you're saying.
Your intelligence, unfortunately, goes back to its normal score, as you are no longer a Sproutling
Damn.
Scholar.
I gotta remove the custom feature I made that I just called Baby Geniuses, or Baby Genius, and I'll take a minute to read it since Laura's taking a second to internet. Your massive brain has returned to its base state. A beautiful fount of knowledge blooms before you, once only accessible to those in the prime of their first developmental years. So now I gotta get rid of that.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you cannot grow up but also retain your Sproutling Scholarliness. That's just the curse of growing up.
I believe there is a plot point that you can't, if you get older than 2, you forget everything. But I don't know if that's Baby Geniuses or Boss Baby, or if it doesn't matter. They're both the same.
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it's.
Okay.
I think both. You learn to like language that adults can understand, and it just all falls apart.
This is so sad. My intelligence
Yeah.
has gone down from a +9 to a +1.
I'm sorry.
I've gone to negatives. How do you think I feel?
Worse.
Yeah, what does that shift in intelligence feel like for Barbella? Were you almost just like, whew, good to be back?
I think for Barbella, it's the first thought she has is, I could have used that time to think about riddles so good. I'm never going to be able to think about riddles as well as I could have done if I thought about it, like, 5 minutes ago.
Barbella could have solved the mysteries.
Bloodlord, bring me back.
I think Stranger kind of stands up and dusts himself off and just says out loud, I had legs back there. It was weird. How do you people do this?
Can Barbella walk back through the doorway, read a riddle, and then come back?
It's interesting you asked that, because there is actually currently no door
Ah.
behind you. You guys find yourselves inside of the banyan tree. Except this one is a little bit more lived in. Normally your banyan tree's pretty empty aside from the altar you put body parts on, and then there's like some lights in the side. But this actually has there's bookshelves built into the sides of this banyan tree, and full torches that kind of illuminate this place. And there's a stained glass mural on the ceiling. This is really, really nice. But the thing that draws your interest is in the middle of this room, there are 4 books.
4 books. Okay. All right. I'll say as boys stands up and dust themselves off, they're probably still holding inexplicably a Gaudi-esque sort of plush that they hide under their hat before looking at the books with some interest, and without even thinking just starts approaching them to get a closer look at what they are.
Yeah. Is anyone else joining?
Yes, Stranger, however, will... This is the same banyan tree, right? The altar is there?
No, there's no altar. You are inside what you know as the banyan tree. Like, you see the tree trunk around you, but, like, there's different things. Like, there are towels hanging on the walls, and there's...
I see.
Hialeah's snacks. Got it.
I think
Yeah.
I think before Lillian does anything, I think Faye is just like rubbing their head a little bit. Like, does anyone else feel like the last 30 minutes kind of felt like a fever dream? Like, I was so smart, I can't remember what I was thinking now.
It's real disorienting to lose that much intelligence at once.
Just I think I need just a little minute to reorient myself, but I am going to take a look at these.
Do you need a nap? Is that what you were gonna say? Because I'm right there with you, if I'm honest.
A nap would be nice, but I think we gotta look at these
Right.
towels first.
Come on now, you're not babies anymore. No more naps.
Well, if I were a baby, maybe I'd be better at investigating what these books mean, but apparently I'm an idiot now.
You also wouldn't be potty trained.
Honestly, the trade-off...
Listen, I'm just glad that I'm not covered in blood anymore. That was even given the size of him, that was more than I was expecting. But
Yeah, there are 4 books that you all see before you, and you are able to read the titles of these books. They're in big, bold, different, fonts, like very visible, very illustrated. These are very, like, eye-catching books. And you see the 4 books have the titles The Knight of Enigmata, The Constructor of Dreams, all in quotes, The Tender of Fear, and Fair Majesty, Faer.
What was the one for Stranger?
Are these about us?
I just need to write these down.
Barbella, you've solved the riddle.
Glad I can still solve some riddles. Now I'm me again.
Quinn, could you just repeat the titles real quick so I can write that down?
Sure. Knight of Enigmata, Constructor of Dreams, in quotes, Tender of Fear, and Fair Majesty, Faer.
Oh, Knight of Enigmata, paladin with questions.
That's cute. These are fun titles.
I'm real slow. I'm real slow. I'm not a scholar anymore. It took me a
I
minute.
feel like I'm going in slow motion.
Stranger will stroll over and pick the one that he believes is referencing him, the Fear Tender. And before he starts reading it, say, "Well, I'm disappointed there's no altar. I was hoping we could make this sort of a recursive vibe check. See how many levels in we could get before it starts breaking down. But this is a nice consolation all the same."
Yeah. Can I get actually insight checks from everybody?
Nogly dogly.
Insight.
-2. Let's go. That's a 6. for boys.
29.
Crit
2
fail.
crit
Oh
fails!
my god,
A
no!
bottom here as well.
We
no!
failed, but I get a good roll! I'm so mad!
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we have... I might have screamed over it. I don't know if Austin could edit that out. But there's a 6, a 10 that's a botch, a 1 that's a botch, and then a 29. So, unfortunately, the party does fail. You do not... insight is often used inside of a vibe check to try to figure out what the tree's trying to tell you. You're not going to get that answer here. However, with 2 botches, all I can simply say is... give me dexterity saving throws, everybody.
Let's do it.
You know what I think would be funny? If I was if we group failed, even though I did a good roll, how about I just fail the dexterity roll and take some of this failure anyways?
Sure.
That's an 18 from Boyce.
12.
It is astonishing. I set this DC kind of high. Boyce did pass. Everyone else is going to fail. So I didn't really think Boyce would be the one to dodge this, but
Look, much like the lack of insight and the lack of dodging now, Barbella's trying to keep up. Everything's different now. It's difficult.
Barbella's dealing with cerebral whiplash right now.
Everyone takes 22 damage except for Boyce, who will take half.
Like
11
I said,
damage.
it feels like I'm in slow motion for a second, and that's just enough to fuck with my dexterity.
Yeah. It's the oh no, the ADHD med shortage has hit and
No.
I'm going on slow mode.
I will say what this honestly feels a lot like for you guys is it kind of feels like you've been shot. You know, I don't think there's a bit of guns, I think, that still exist in this universe, if I'm remembering what was established in previous seasons. But generally speaking, there's also just magic that could feel like you've been shot, and that's what feels like has just happened.
We just had a gun in Sproutling Scholars, so, like, we know what a gun be.
Oh
Yeah.
God, is this what I've been doing to people?
I like to imagine.
Pretty cool, actually.
I like to imagine Lillian was like about to come to some kind of revelation about the books and then just like topples over because Faye's been fucking shot. Just like no revelation for you.
Yeah, what do you guys do?
Barbella's gonna try less to understand the book. She's gonna open it and try and... She's going by, like, Mario 64 rules. She's gonna try and jump in and see if there's a world in there.
What book are you opening?
The Barbella book.
Which book is that, Barbella? I say
the
fading
night
so
the
much.
Night of Enigmata. The Night of Enigmata. Is that what it was called?
Okay.
Yeah, the Enigma
The
one.
Night of Enigmata?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great story. You open that book. All of you fade to black.
Sorry, I picked the wrong book.
The Well of Resurrection is behind you. The Riddle Snake is floating above you, patiently observing you and the legions of villains that stand before you. Instinctually, you know that this army has only nefarious purposes in mind for the Well, and it is your sacred duty to prevent that from happening. You, who decipher the divine will of that which is beyond you, a paladin of riddles. Everyone, can you roll me initiative?
Yes, I can.
Got it.
I can do that.
Hold on, everyone. I've taken real big boy damage this time. Not as a big snake or something. This sucks.
Oh, do you need someone to come kiss your boo-boos?
I need someone to scoop my guts back
Oh,
inside
do you have
me.
like pumpkin seeds falling out?
I've got my few bones. They're falling
No,
off.
that's worse.
Oh, and then Stranger was 12?
Yes.
Okay. All right, yeah. So first in the order, this is so funny to me. This is not intentional, but Barbella is actually first inside of your own book. So Barbella, there is an army in front of you, and as your turn starts, you hear a voice ringing in your ear that says, "While you may not enjoy it, I go stronger when I break. I am with you in every effort you take. What am I?"
Can you repeat the riddle?
While you may not enjoy it, I go stronger when I break. I am with you in every effort you take. What am I?
Okay, I'm trying to think of things that break to think this through. My first thought, and I don't think this works, is like breaking a vow, doesn't make it stronger. Breaking silence doesn't make it stronger. Bones, maybe? Like, can you repeat it one more time? Does bones make sense?
In fairness, this is the hard one. The rest of these are actually really easy. I couldn't find one for this, so I had to make up my own.
No,
so.
this is really good. This is really good.
What? So here's what I want to say. If you don't have an answer, that's okay, because what just happens is you're going to continue combat for your turn, and when it loops back around to you, you get a chance to answer again.
Okay.
The idea is just like,
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I will pass, and I will come back to it on my next turn.
sure. All right, there is a legion of enemies ahead of you, like countless. So what are you going to do to try to, like, you need to attack them or something to fight them off?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start swinging my big crab leg.
Go for it.
14 and 28.
Yes, those are both hits.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so those are both hits. And then let's roll the basic damage. That's 12 damage and 11 damage. And Strike of the Giants is going to happen. That's one more damage. They're going to need to do a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So, yeah, Barbella, you roll your attack and you hit. And you're preparing to, like, do these extra things. The moment your weapon touches these guys, they just seem to, like, explode and, like, instantly get replaced by someone else. Like, you're, like, fighting against this horde, this giant swarmy group, and you're like, these guys are nothing, but there's so many of them.
Okay,
So, like,
yeah.
the people you hit are gone. They're
It's not worth,
obliterated.
like, actually spending time working out the maths of how much I damage them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in that case, if I'm coming back around for next turn to think about this riddle, it's you may not enjoy it. Enjoy it. But I get stronger when I break.
Yes. While you may not enjoy it, here, I'll just actually, I'm gonna...
Yeah. If you put it in the
copy.
in the thing, I will ponder.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
That's my
right.
turn done. I'm gonna mute myself and think about riddles.
All right. Lillian, it is Fair's turn, and you hear a voice ringing in your ears that says, I start as a bud, in spring I am a treat, open wide to reveal color so sweet. What am I?
My first guess is fruit, because fruits need to flower before they grow into apple.
Yeah, you hear sort of like a sound, like a buzzing sound in your head for a moment, and you don't seem... It doesn't seem... You can attack, basically, now. It's your turn.
So I'm just gonna cast Thunder Wave at these fools. So I'm gonna do that 2nd level.
Okay, yeah, these guys take half damage, but some of them still explode. Like, even though your attack was, like, mitigated somewhat, your attack still is killing some of these guys, but they're just instantly feeling like they're being replaced.
I got confused where my damage was, but it was like being incorporated into the whole list thing on Roll20, which is 16. I think I am good for this turn.
All right, we're gonna move on to Boyce. Boyce, as you start your turn, you hear a voice in your head that says, I'm not just a pet, but a magical mate. To aid a wizard, I'm first rate. What am I?
Gouty?
You hear a ding in your head, and you feel, Boyce, as though you have control over the entire concept of familiars in magic. And I want to ask you, how do you deal with your quadrant of this encroaching army?
So, when Gouty departed from Boyce, Barbella, and Reaper, it was like in the form of this large, like, serpent riddle snake sort of entity flying out. And so what I sort of imagined is like the quadrant sort of comes in, and instead of erupting from the ground up like the riddle snake does, this is Gouty as a riddle snake pillaring down into the army, drilling into the ground, and then pulling them into the crevice with him.
Yes, exactly. This is what I'm looking for. You are eviscerating, and these ones that you kill with this, that are getting swallowed, they're not being replenished. They are disappearing at this point. We are going to move over to Stranger's turn. Stranger, it's your turn. You hear a voice in your head, and it says, if I am with you, you are annoyed. There are thousands of me, but you'll probably never know. What am I?
I'm thinking about what annoys Stranger the most, and it's often other people's emotions.
Yeah.
So that's my first thought here. This is a good one. This is a good one, Quinn.
I don't know if it is, but
Oh, well, maybe I need to think dumber then.
we'll find out when the answer, and you're like, hot dogs.
Yeah, I'll say emotions for now.
Okay, yeah, you hear like a buzz in your head, and you're just gonna have to, do an attack or something on your turn.
All right, I'll turn into a big scorpion and I'm just gonna attack.
Underwater scorpion.
Oh shit, we are underwater. Hold on, I need to be something different then. Okay, I'm a killer whale.
I was gonna say like a giant like starfish, just like somersaulting and shredding people.
Yeah, I'm a big killer whale. This will be with what is this? I think a +2.
The second deadliest killer whale in the ocean.
Botch.
Yeah, that's a botch, unfortunately. So, Stranger, you are going to take 10 damage as you are stabbed by all of these soldiers that are trying to not just hurt you and kill you. They're trying to like rip their way through you to get to that well of resurrection. You are the last line of defense against this.
Got it. Well, that's not great. I'm getting Ahabbed right now. Not a fan of that.
Yeah, and unfortunately it is now their turn. So everyone but Boyce is just going to take 10 damage as you are stabbed by these encroaching soldiers that are ripping their way through you, and you think that it is only going to get worse in time. So we move back to Barbella, and the riddle repeats in your head. While you may not enjoy it, I grow stronger when I break. I am with you in every effort you take. What am I?
I didn't make a guess last round, so can I make 2 guesses this round?
Sure.
Okay. First guess is sweat. Like I grow stronger when I break a sweat. I'm guessing it's not that, but the other one I had was
hit me with your other one. Hit me with your other one.
Okay, the other one is muscles. Because
Yeah.
they break again. You do little tiny micro tears and they come back stronger. Is it muscles?
Barbella, you think muscles, and you hear a ding in your head as you
Yeah.
suddenly feel as if there is no limit to the feats of power that you can do. So what do you do to eliminate this army that's coming at you?
I'm glad I was right on muscles. I started overthinking stronger when I break, and breaking a sweat was too good. But yeah, I have to give the answer to this because when I was thinking, is the answer muscles between rounds? The only answer I had, if it was muscles, was spinning roundhouse kick through the crowd. It's just whirlwind of kicks, spinning tornado of kicks, clears everything out.
Make this shit Haloid. Like, I want you to just, you're like, yeah, I'm tossing people, they're fucking paperweights to me, like.
It's spinning tornado of kicks, and then at some point, I've got to do the anime thing of like, stop dead in tracks, throw a bunch of punches, and it looks like there's giant fists behind me doing a big pummeling cloud of punches.
Oh yeah, you're doing a JoJo punch attack, gum gabbling. You're dropping these hundreds of fists at once kind of move.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely incredible, awesome.
There we go. I got there only like 10 seconds after my turn ended, and I missed my chance.
Damn.
Yeah, so we're gonna go back to Lillian then, and Lillian, your riddle repeats as well. I start as a bud, in spring I am a treat. Open up wide to reveal colors so sweet. What am I?
Colors so sweet.
Colors so sweet.
Start as a bud. In spring, I am a treat.
I start as a bud, in spring I am a treat.
Is it like a flower?
Lillian, you hear a ding in your head, and you feel as though you have complete and utter control over the concept of flowers. And there is an army in front of you, and I want you to tell me the way that you flourishly kill all these people.
Okay, so if I have control over flowers, so even though we're underwater, like, it's just like a big eruption.
For you, I will say this, for you and Stranger, it does not necessarily feel like you are underwater. You are not, like, I'm not asking you, like, how long can you guys hold your breath? Like, nothing like that. You're able to exist here just fine.
The answer is 30 minutes, by the way, because I'm a killer whale.
Okay.
So it's just like Lillian like almost like does like a stage pose, like they're gonna start like doing like a monologue or something, and then like a cascade of like all these different kind of like springtime flowers like cascade out and like become like this like almost like overgrown like wave of flowers and plant life that can just like whip through the mob. Like it's like it's like a floral, like, cascade. Like
Yeah, fucking beautiful. Yeah, you got some fucking like Persona 5, all out attack thing going on where there's just like all these attacks and then like a cool stylish pose as you go through cutting these people apart. Like, this is incredible.
Also, I like to think that Lillian, like, maybe Lillian is like using their sword for this too, and like instead of like the normal rapier, it like blooms into like a cool flower sword that has like vines and like lily of the valley like climbing up the hilt of it. It's like just flowers everywhere. It's
Yes.
Everyone's gonna die of pollen.
Oh my god, no, this is the worst.
Just like real life for me.
Sarah, I'm sure you're aware of the plant, the sword lily.
No, but I can probably look at. I have this problem where like I could probably recognize something if I see it, but if I've never seen the name of it, I'm like, oh yeah, the gladius, the sword lily. Yeah, I know of this one. I have it on my list. I have it on my list of cool flower things that my bard can do.
All right, that is incredible. Can we move to Stranger and repeat the riddle then? If I am with you, you are annoyed. There are thousands of me around you, but you will probably never know. What am I?
Hi, audience. It's Dan here. I need to talk to you guys about how I've been feeling listening to this entire season thus far through Drink Cuts. I've gotten almost every riddle pretty easily, so of course at the 11th hour, I'm shitting the bed entirely. This is my personal hell right now.
You made me wonder how I got to the situation.
I need to stress, this is the one I had the least amount of time to work on. So it's my play.
God.
It's fun.
I'm sorry, I failed you. Quinn asked for my help, but I fell asleep.
All right, I'm blaming this on Austin.
I'll say this. I don't know the answer for sure, but I have a guess at what the answer is, and I think you were probably not like a million miles away with the mites thought.
Yeah, you literally said it.
Wait. It's literally fucking mites? Is this...
It's not mites, but there is a word.
Fucking, hold on.
What is a mite?
Damn, a ferret is $400. Sorry, I'm Googling.
Are these fucking aphids? Like, because he's a pumpkin?
Aphids and mites are both.
Insects? Bugs?
Bugs! Dan, if I was with you, you would be annoyed because you are being bugged.
Alright, I'm gonna go, guys.
It's the next one, Dan. See you next season.
You've cosmically unlocked the power of all bugs. You need to tell me how you limit break with it.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh, he actually left. I need you to just tell me how you limit break with all these bugs at your disposal, all these creepy crawlies.
Okay, great. I'm a big killer whale right now, right? And there's a little something called whale lice.
I don't like the sound of that.
And I think Stranger, as a big whale, turns to this encroaching horde and just vomits forth
I
swarm
knew you
of
would
sea
vomit
lice
these.
that starts eating them
You
alive.
motherfucker.
Oh my god.
This is the worst visual ever. I love it.
Oh no, they're related to the skeleton shrimp. Look at the skeleton shrimp, friends. Fuck me. This is I
Skeleton
hate these guys.
Austin's upset that he didn't know about this earlier.
No, these are coming back in a big way in the next space
Oh
season.
my god.
Oh, these guys look fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the worst.
As you guys slowly eliminate this army by figuring out your riddles and doing these incredible attacks, I want to note that as this has been happening, Barbella has been glowing. Every time a riddle is answered correctly, Barbella gets like a little more shiny and illuminated, basically. And as you finish off this army and you have saved the Well of Resurrection, you have protected it to continue its noble purpose, there is like a coalescence of all the light that is on Barbella that starts to manifest around your hands, Barbella. There's like sort of an orb just in front of you, like kind of calling for you to reach into it.
Oh, I reach into the orb.
Barbella, can you describe to me what your legendary sword would be?
Oh. Okay. This is gonna be the dumbest fucking answer, but it has to be. It has to be a scimitar, like a curved sword. But the hilt is straight, and then you go into curved sword. It looks like a fucking question mark.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
Got it. Hell yeah.
It's a question mark curved sword.
Fuck yes. And as you clutch your question mark clue sword, you find yourselves, all of you, back inside of the banyan tree. And the pedestals have now decreased to just 3.
So I didn't know exactly how like swords would manifest, so I kind of blew my load on like the sword description, but I'll be more detailed if it comes to it, because I have ideas. I have specific ones that I haven't said yet because I didn't know how much I should be.
So what was your guys' riddle? Mine was a weird thing about bugs. It was kind of a pun.
I had one I thought about too hard, where it was like, well, it starts as a bud, so it's already a flower. But it like has more description, so I was like, maybe it's the thing that comes after a flower. But no, it was just flowers.
Mine was muscles, big muscles.
I
have a sword now.
I saw you do like 100,000 punches in like the span of like a second.
I had more fists than I've ever known what to do with.
Boys takes off their hat and like pulls out the little plush from the Sproutling Scholars thing, and it's a different shape, obviously, this time.
Oh, of course.
It's a different shape each time he looks at it. And it's just like, I think mine was pretty obvious based on what happened in there.
Absolutely.
Wow, you all got sort of a thematic question to go with you. I think maybe Hialeah ran out of steam.
Hialeah fell asleep.
I thought you would enjoy some goddamn bugs to spill out on everybody.
I did enjoy that part. This is Dan's problem. I hate pun riddles so fucking
Lol.
much.
Good. Then I'm glad I gave you one.
Side note for my new legendary sword, it turns out Brooklyn Museum has a question mark shaped sword. It's an executioner's sword from the 19th century. It looks like a fucking question mark.
Hell yeah. Also, I'm still reading about whale lice. They do mostly stay in the, quote, genital folds of whales.
Awesome.
So enjoy your nightmares.
Awesome.
I just so everybody knows, that's what they went for first on that army.
Yeah.
Barbella, I'm
You just annihilated their fucking
no.
My question mark sword even has like a dot at the end of it. It's got like
It
a big
does.
circle at the end of the handle.
It
for
sure
the
does.
little dot.
Barbella, why do you get to keep your sword? Mine like went back to normal.
'Cause I answered the best riddle.
Hey, gang, you're having such a good time. You're chatting. You're having fun. You're goofing. Can you all give me a dexterity saving throw?
We gotta get through this,
We gotta
folks.
get through this. I'm not gonna automatically fail this one. Let's hope I don't just fail normal.
All right.
22.
15.
16?
22.
Boyce and Lillian will pass. Everyone else is going to take 29 damage, and then the rest of you will take half of that, so 14. As, again, you all just feel like a laser has been shot through you.
I think we're gonna have to deal with the rest of these books in order to resolve whatever's going on here.
Stranger starts vomiting like pumpkin guts on the ground. I have very little physical constitution left. Does anyone have a healing spell?
Barbella does lay on hands. So you can have 1 sec. You can have 45 HP.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Can I ask a question to the group? Well, I guess actually to Barbella. Can you give me an insight check?
Sure. That's a straight D20, so we'll see how it goes. 8.
Okay, yeah, I can't give you anything for an 8, unfortunately.
Do I have advantage because I'm now the Riddler?
No, you're unfortunately not. I will say that your lay on hands works fine. Stranger gets all that
Okay.
health back, but
Cool, I have 45 health.
yeah, I will simply say that you have been shot again, and it feels like you're going to keep getting shot. As you also notice, the ground below you is starting to like fill with water. Like water is starting to leak in from the sides of this room.
Ooh.
Stranger's just gonna grab the book, the fear tender, and go, all right, I think we gotta get going.
Do you open the book?
Yep.
We're going to fade to black. And you awake to the dark, but the dark was waiting for you. Welcome home. Here in the fear biome, distressing and terrifying are the norm, and you are the dark champion your kind needs. Behind you lies a harvestkin patch. Your harvestkin patch, to be specific. And there are encroaching paladins coming to destroy your garden. You must ensure they never return to the fear biome.
Before we,
Based, love it.
I would.
Kill him.
I would like to. I would like to say, since we were like babies at the start of this, like inside the Sproutling Scholars books, I'm just imagining for these other books we're going into, we're doing like a Kingdom Hearts, and like we get like fun costume changes. We don't have to describe each one, but like this is very like Kingdom Hearts Halloween Town like costume change time.
In the last place, you were all wearing suits of armor with question marks scribbled all over them.
Hell yeah.
I was the Batman version of the Riddler, where he was kind of like Chris Angel.
Yeah.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw from everybody?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
24.
Stranger pass.
21.
12.
All right, so 24, 20, and 21 all pass. The only person who fails is Barbella. And Barbella, the paladin that's coming towards you, has hit you with compelled to duel. You must kill this paladin or find a way to scare them off. And the
Oh,
same
that's
is
okay. Usually I compel people to duel. It's nice for it
Sure.
to be the other way around.
Yeah, they were helping you out. They saved you the spell slot.
Yeah.
So the rest of you are not completely held to your paladin, but that is the situation. There is a paladin coming towards you to destroy your patch, and you either have to kill them or scare them off to ensure they will never return. We're going to continue our order. Barbella, you're up first.
Okay, I'm just gonna wail on this fucker and actually like do the maths this time because hopefully it'll do something.
Yes.
Quinn, when you were a Reaper, did you ever wail on any motherfuckers?
Yeah, oh yeah. I wailed on a couple people. I wailed on Lucius.
I feel like we did never say that.
29 and crit 32.
Yeah, those are both hits. It'd be
Yeah.
wild if I said no, but yeah, those are both really good hits.
Sorry, that 32 is not good enough. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the first one, that's another 8, so that's 21 total damage for the second attack, plus it was a crit, so some of that might be better. Plus I still have a bonus action left on this attack,
Oh my god.
because I get 2 bonus actions. So let me just double check what I'm doing here.
And that's before you find out that your new sword does double damage.
Yeah, I was about to ask, Barbella, are you using your new sword in this?
Oh, I'm using the new sword. I don't know if it does anything extra, but I'm using... A book gave me a sword. I'm gonna try the sword.
Well, the sword is, of course, a +3 sword that can be used as a magical implement and a holy symbol, of course. But I guess the more important question, Barbella, is what do you want the sword to do? What does your legendary sword do?
My instinct is to say... impose disadvantage if they can't solve a riddle.
Absolutely. Fucking absolutely, that's what's going on. So, give me what that final damage total is.
Okay, so that final damage total is 11 plus, for the crit, is it just the base damage of the attack that gets doubled?
It is just the damage dice of the attack. So if there were extra modifiers, like if you had like smite or whatever on it, then those do get doubled as well. It's just the number of dice being rolled that's doubled.
3d8 plus d4. Okay, so it's another 13. Cool. So that is 11, 23, 24, 32, 42, 45 damage.
45 damage. Holy shit. This guy is barely holding it on. Like, I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know if your question mark just, like, fucking cleaves half of this guy's body, like, down. Like, you just, like, bisected him a little bit, like, diagonally or something. But this guy is, like, barely alive, but he does still seem to be marching. His divine purpose is to destroy this pumpkin patch, so he's gonna try to.
Yeah, well, because I hit with the riddle sword, I'm now gonna ask, what gets broken without being held?
Pumpkin patch.
What was that?
Pumpkin patch.
Nope. Disadvantage.
That's the worst anybody's ever done it.
Damn. Sucks to suck. All right, Lillian, it is your turn. You have a paladin.
Laura, what if you would have accidentally asked a riddle and the answer was pumpkin patch?
Auto crit.
The pumpkin patch is on fire.
Was it promise, by the way? I feel like it was promise.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that it could be. Promise is what I was going
Promises.
for.
Yeah.
I can do riddles, people, I promise.
I'll be honest, that one, like, the answer was promise, but you could substitute anything that's, like, not a physical thing that's broken, and the riddle still works because it's not nearly specific enough.
Mm-hmm.
I panicked. I grabbed one at random.
That's a great one, though. You got it. You got the effect you're looking for.
Yeah.
Lillian, it is your turn. There is a paladin coming towards you. I need to know, are you going to try to kill this guy, or are you going to try to scare them? Because this is the fear biome. And potentially anything in here that you could use to scare someone away. Like, I don't want to say there's like a shack of old rusty chainsaws near you, but there might be. There might be.
Yeah, I've been thinking I want to scare this guy. And I think what could be fun is, like, because Lillian is like an actor by trade, like, maybe Lillian tries to use a performance role to try to scare the shit out of this guy by my mind comes to, like, fucking The Exorcist, like, contortion shit. Like, oh, I'm too scary for you to defeat. You'll never kill me. Get out of here.
Oh yeah, this guy like swings at you and like lightly grazes your cheek, but your head just starts like spinning around nonstop or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a performance check, Lillian.
Performance check. 23.
23 is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. If there's more details you want to add, if you want to tell me how spooky, scary, exorcisty you're getting with this, go for it. But this, you're scaring the pants off this guy.
I was Googling goth flowers for you, Sarah, for your Kingdom Hearts outfit. And have you ever seen a dark sunflower? Because damn, nature, you awesome.
I think I've heard of dark sunflowers. Like, I've seen them in, like, Pinterest boards and stuff.
Okay.
I like to imagine, like, Lillian has, like, fair mask on, but it's, like, a spooky, scary mask on. And, like, Lillian lifts up the mask and there's something incomprehensible to this paladin, and that scares the fuck out of them. Like, there's a like maybe their eyes are rolled up, or maybe there's just like somehow there's like a void that scares them.
Yeah.
Like, just like there's nothing under the mask. You cannot comprehend me.
Yeah. Fucking excellent. All right, Boyce, it is your turn. What are you going to do? You got a guy coming towards you. You going to kill him, or are you going to scare him?
My idea for scaring them comes along the lines of, like, okay, there's two angles I had. One is like using something along the lines of like move earth or like shape earth or some mold earth to like have the ground open underneath them. They fall down and I trap them so just their head is exposed.
Oh God.
And then and sort of like using that to like intimidate them into like trying to scramble away. The other option was just to blow up their weapons using shatter. So those are my two angles I was thinking about.
All right, which one are you going to go with?
I think borderline burying them is definitely more in line with fear biome. So I just, let me double check here to make sure, do I have that spell in my arsenal? I have Mold Earth there. So I have Mold Earth. So this is a normally only like a 5-foot square kind of thing,
Sure.
but
For the sake of this biome, we're zhuzhing it up a little bit.
yeah. Would you like a roll for that, like Arcana or an attack or something?
What is the normal, like, I assume there's a saving throw for a person if Shape Earth is involved in some way, or if not, I guess a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, I mean, they could just do a dexterity saving throw versus my spellcasting DC of 20. So
Okie dokie. They are going to get a 18, which is not enough.
yeah, so basically, like, Boyce sees this going on. I assume that like their clothing's been changed, where like their hat is like their clothing's all black. The hat has kind of more of a point to it there. It looks less cowboy, more like reaping harvester type there. Their hand raises and they kind of swipe in front of them like they're scooping something, and the ground just goes away underneath this person, and they fall in. And then with another gesture, the earth like cascades down and just buries them up to their neck, leaving them just like exceedingly vulnerable to any sort of attack, or even just being trampled by the others around them.
Yeah, absolutely. This is fucking awesome. This dude is terrified. I don't know what his future holds. I don't know when he gets freed from this trap necessarily, but you can be assured he is not returning to the fear biome after this.
All right.
Which brings us to Stranger. Stranger, how do you protect your pumpkin patch?
I've spent this entire time thinking about what the best way to do this would be. And I think I have to do it for the Vine. Kids, that is a dead app from 2012. Ask your parents, they can tell you.
So you're saying that your solution could only take 5 seconds, right?
Exactly. Well, technically 6.
Technically, yes.
So I am going to cast a 5th level spell, Wrath of Nature, which will allow me to animate all of the vines, pumpkins, nearby trees that whisper your last words to attack this guy. But I'm mostly doing it to hurt him and prep him for the final part, which is that he gets entangled.
Oh no.
Because Stranger is going to force feed him harvestkin seeds until they burst out of his body and take over him, for the rest of the remaining paladins to see. That no matter what, if you come here, all you're doing is giving us more to work with.
God damn. Yeah. They're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to pass this check, and I'm gonna.
It's DC 19, by the way.
I'm gonna say that it is with the disadvantage to them, because this goes fucking hard. Like you're going crazy. So 18 is already a failure, so I don't think we need to roll anymore, unless you were like, oh, they might botch. It might go really bad for them.
Let's see. Let's see how bad it goes.
All right. Oop. 21. They actually passed with the second one. If they did. It was they rolled really high on both rolls.
Well, it makes sense if they're people from the neighboring biome. They're probably used to this to an extent. But yeah, Stranger like brings this paladin to their knees after. I think it's almost like this paladin went running through the forest, getting cut up by the trees, lashed at by vines. Stranger's hurling actual pumpkins at him instead of rocks.
Oh my god.
And then finally, he falls to his knees in front of the patch, gets wrapped up by all the vines, and Stranger just shoves handfuls of seeds into his mouth. Vines start growing out of the corners before his head just bursts into a shower of gore as a laughing jack-o'-lantern takes its place.
Oh my fucking god.
Fucking metal shit, dude. Yeah.
Fear biome's brutal.
Fear biome's kind of sweet, honestly, you know?
All right, Barbella, these are 2 attacks against you, as you're the only person with an enemy left. 20 and a crit.
Is that with disadvantage because
Oh,
they
that's
failed my
right!
riddle?
With
Yeah.
disadvantage. All right, so the first one is just a 20. The crit won't count. That's just the first attack.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 21. What the fuck? These are
What the
nameless
hell,
paladins, and they haven't rolled lower than like a 14 every single attack.
Yeah, get ready for season 13, folks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, you beat an 18 twice with disadvantage.
I was like, this probably isn't ever going to hit anybody. I don't think we need to worry
Look,
about the numbers.
It's fine. I dodged the crit because I came up with a good sword power, so it's fine.
19 damage, Barbella, as this paladin is cleaving their way into you, trying to get at that pumpkin patch. Like they have like, you know, a torch in like on their hip or something like that, or like a alchemist fire, I guess would be the thing. They're about to they want to kill this pumpkin patch.
Okay, and you told me I nearly killed this thing, right?
Yes, it is your turn. This guy is essentially on death's door, and the question comes to you: are you just going to like finish the job pummeling style, or do you want to try to scare this guy away?
Oh, I'm just smacking this thing to death.
Okay, go for it.
But I have a plan of how I'm going to finish.
Okay,
16 and 29.
those are both hits.
Cool. Let's just roll the regular damage. 22 damage. Is that going to be enough?
22 damage is absolutely enough. We were only looking for 5, so describe to me how this guy is going to go.
Barbella is going to hold the new question mark blade to this thing's neck and go, amidst my vines, I'm where your search ensues. For the roundest in the group, you shall choose. What am I?
Pumpkin patch.
And as the answer is coming, Barbella does the final blow.
Oh my god. This guy's last word is pumpkin patch question mark, and then his head
yes.
pops off.
Yes.
Oh, sick.
Holy shit. Yeah. The party is successful. You guys have wiped out these 4 paladins. The patch is safe, but not only is it safe, it is flourishing. You see that this patch is growing, and it's growing larger and larger, and there's sort of an energy manifesting from it. Like you could visibly see it sort of radiating off of these you know, sproutlings. I don't know what's the term for like an infant, Dan, in the Harvestkin culture.
I actually had something for this once that I forgot. I'm just gonna call them gourdlings.
Gourdlings. These gourdlings are like radiating energy, and it starts pulling together and finds itself slowly drawing itself towards Stranger.
Yeah, Stranger will approach it and reach out with his one good hand.
Yeah, Stranger, can you tell me what your legendary sword looks like?
Ooh, I know what it is, actually. Hold on. I can get a picture
Oh
of
my
it because
God.
it colored my personality from age 8 onwards.
God, the excitement to which he said that.
I almost picture like Dan has it on his shelf of all of his miniatures and is just running over to pick it up.
Oh,
and
I have a
bring it
number
over.
of like fucking pumpkins holding pumpkin weapons, but it's in fact this thing right here, a single-bladed, bright orange, I guess, greatsword.
Oh my God. What was this for fucking Adventure Quest?
Dragon Fable, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look how big it is.
It's so big.
To give
It's got a
Dan
laughing
lore, at
jack-o'-lantern
age 8, I
face.
started playing Adventure Quest right as they started their Halloween event
Oh
for the
my
year.
God. This is the origin of all of your Halloween stuff.
Yeah, and it permanently altered my brain chemistry.
Wow, we got the deepest season 13 lore in the middle of all this.
I saw this monster, a pumpkin golem. Hold on, let me get the picture. And it ruined me forever.
This is a seasonal skin for Soul Edge, the sword.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and like, yeah, this is how Dan got pumpkin pilled.
What's wild is, does like a place exist to find these photos, or have you just saved these photos on your computer forever?
This game is still going. I play it once a year on Halloween.
Oh my God! This is my fault. I realize that I, as your friend, have never asked you what you actually do on Halloween before. And to have that be the answer is so rewarding to me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Holy
Yeah, I have a list of things I check out every year around Halloween. One of them's Adventure Quest. Another one is a clickable forum pet game called Magi Stream that has new Halloween-themed pets every year. I have probably some of the most Headless Horseman pumpkin monster pets on that entire forum.
Oh my god.
You've been
I can give you the
collecting
number.
them. Oh, that's beautiful.
Incredible. You guys find yourselves back inside of the banyan tree after this new legendary sword has been unveiled. But you find two things. One, the water is up to your thighs at this point. It is growing and increasing. The second thing you notice is the man floating in the air above you.
Who is this? Who is this man?
Who is it? Also, do I get a second insight check?
President Slater is flying above you, and he says, I was content to just shoot you full of holes until you all died here. But I think it'll be more fun to do this. And he snaps his fingers, and the water that you are all in begins to boil.
Oh no.
When you say we failed insight checks and got shot, did none of us think to look up and see the man like 6 foot up shooting us?
No one ever looks up.
No one asked where are the shots coming from, so I was like, shit, I don't even need to explain this. This is a real dust in my hand situation.
I took shot as more metaphorical.
Yeah, I thought it was just like we were taking psychic damage from in the tree. I didn't know it was like, oh,
Yeah,
there's
I
bullet wounds in me.
No, there are actual holes that were in
Wow.
you. You were shot
We
with
were being
something.
physically, literally shot. That's so funny.
Damn, we got real dumb when we grew up.
Our
I mean, that's really representative of us failing those insights
Yeah,
there.
hey,
you know,
everyone, I think we need to go back in the baby room. We're not ready for this.